Okay, really? Hello everyone, it's Kaya and all of the other keepers with Keeping Up with the Keepers. We're gonna do big cat training today. We have Elizabeth, Elle, Giselle, the founder Joel, Shannon and her little baby, and Robert. Okay, so we're gonna start with Jade, this little mama over here. And Robert trains Jade.
Shannon, go in there with Robert.
No, she can't. She's gonna stay back here. You can go back there. Okay, so this is Robert. He's gonna train Jade. And Shannon can explain more about why we do training.
So we're doing the training right now just to kind of as a form of enrichment for the animals. It changes up their everyday normal that they have, and it just gives them something different to do. When we do the training, you'll see Robert has the meat and he's actually making a noise with the little clicker. The clicker is called a bridge, and it bridges the gap from when you ask the animal to do something and when they're going to get rewarded. So you can use the clicker as a bridge, you can use a verbal, you can say good as a bridge. Some people use whistles as a bridge. You'll see people using the clickers with dogs and horses and these guys and all kinds of animals. So you'll also see he has that red ball on the So like I said, we're training all the cats. We're starting with the basics and just teaching them the clicker and teaching them the target pull. Right now we just have one person working with each animal, with each cat. And then we have one person, which you'll see in a second, Elle's working with our bear Honey. We're doing that just to keep it consistent for these guys. Once they get the basics down, then we can have other people start working on different behaviors. Also, we call them behaviors and not tricks. A lot of people will say, what tricks do they do? We call them behaviors because tricks are something that a magician does, and nothing that we train is really magical, so that's why we call it a behavior. I'll be right back.
So for those who are just watching right now, we're doing big cat training right now. And this is Robert with Jade. This is who he trains, and every cat or every animal that we train has one person who solely trains them. That way they don't get confused and all that different stuff. So this is Robert's animal that he trains, and they're just using the little red ball And then the little pieces of meat, she gets rewarded when she sticks her nose on the little red ball.
And we also try to keep it really fun and positive and pretty quick. We don't keep the sessions too long because we don't want the animals to get bored or frustrated. If the animal does seem to get frustrated or bored, then we'll just step back and we'll take it a step down, and we won't push something too hard. You saw Robert, he just told Jade that's it. So that's how we end each session, is we say that's it and we walk away. If we stand around, if he were to stand there and like talk while Jade's right there, she might get a little bit confused and maybe get upset, like, why is he not feeding me? Why am I not getting rewarded? We want her to understand, okay, the session's all done.
Good girl, Jade.
So next we're gonna go over to Elle and Honey.
So we just did Jade and Robert, and now we're doing Elle and Honey.
And Honey gets her reward. The tigers and the cats, they all get the meat as a reward. And Honey gets fruit. So today she's getting grapes. So with Honey, she is still learning. She's not doing the target pull yet. She's actually just learning what the clicker means. So you'll just see Elle click the clicker and feed her the grapes. And one thing we can do too with these guys is if they seem to not be into it or they get disinterested, then we can like move around. Okay. We can move around just to keep it interesting for the animals.
We have Willow in the background. She's the most dangerous animal here.
And one thing that's really good with the training too is it's a really good way, like I said, we're just teaching these guys the basics right now, but it'd be really cool to be able to get to a point where we can like do a look over with them and check out their whole body. Or if one has an injury, we could get a sample that we would need. And the reason that that's so important is because then you don't have to stress the animal out and it's not a big deal. So if you trained an animal how to give a blood draw, if that's something that they're used to and they were trained and it was trained with positive reinforcement, then it wouldn't be a big deal if they did get sick or they did need a blood sample to be able to do something like that. Not that we're doing that right now, but it would be something cool to get to. I wrote some notes so I wouldn't forget everything.
And if anybody has questions, start commenting down below so we can answer as many as we can. And for those who just started watching, as I see our numbers popped up just a bit, this is, well, it's called, I named it Big Cat Training, but right now we're doing Honey. And this is just a form of enrichment for the animals, so that way they don't have like the same normal day-to-day things. They have a little thing to look forward to. And this is Elle with Honey.
Makes them think a little bit too. Makes them have to do different things. So once these guys learn what the bridge is, which is the clicker, once they understand that, then the next thing will be to train them the target pull, just to touch it. The one thing that a lot of these guys like to do is open their mouth on the target pull, which we don't want. So what we'll do with something like that is we'll move the pole back so that they can't actually open their mouth, and we'll click the clicker while their mouth is closed. Once we can do that, then the next thing would be to have them follow the target pole and move around so you can maneuver them anywhere, well, from the outside of their enclosure. So it also comes in handy when we shift these guys. When we clean, we are never one-on-one with them. They're on one side and we're on the other side, so they have a shift gate in their enclosure. So it's basically two enclosures, so they're on one side and we're on the other. So it'd be a really good behavior to teach them to shift, because some of the animals, when they see us coming out to clean, they don't want to. So we have to get creative with getting them to shift. So Honey did really, really good. She stayed with Elle. She had really good attention. You see, Elle just told her that's it, and she's going to walk away. And that just tells Honey, like, we're all done. And Honey's not confused in any way, is like, hey, why am I not getting reinforced again? Why'd you leave? So she knows, okay, it's done.
And these are the little things that we use. This is the food
watch the
pole,
time. Okay.
the little one that we use to give them the treats, and then this is their little target thingy. So with the big cats, we'll put this against the cage, and then they have to put their little noses on it, and then we use the clicker right here, and then they get reinforced with the treat. But Honey doesn't use the little red ball yet.
Not yet. So I'm gonna attempt to do Zuni. We'll see if my little girl is gonna let me.
So we actually have Shannon's daughter here. So if anything happens and she's not into it, then Shannon's gonna go back to her baby. But we're gonna try Zuni, and Zuni's very young. So if she looks like she's like crazy right now, it's because she's still growing up. So she really loves the food right now.
And also, you might hear me say good while I'm clicking the clicker. That's important to have a secondary reinforcer so that if for some reason the clicker stopped working, she would understand that my good still means it's a bridge.
Yeah.
So pretty much just getting her to understand too that the clicker is a bridge and she's going to get a reward for that. I've been starting the target pole with her. She does tend to get a little bit crazy with it, so we'll see how she does. Zuni, target, good. So you'll see I didn't go too close to her because I don't want her to grab it. And now it's down for you.
And the target, for those who are asking, it's this little red ball right here. That's the thing that she has to put her nose on. And then she gets...
And I'm just bridging her as it gets closer to her because I have had her try to get it.
And Zuni's very, very young. She's she just turned a year. So she's one of our youngest little big cats here, or small cat.
Also, we're also looking for her to make eye contact. So we don't want her just being crazy. We want her to actually stop and look and pay attention. So, good.
And that's kind of hard with this little girl right here since she's so young.
Is it hailing?
Yeah, it's hailing right now. For those who are watching, we're doing this in hail.
Good job, Zuni. What a good girl. Good job, Zuni. That's crazy. Good. Nice job. Also, it's really important to talk with the animals, like while we're doing the training, and get excited, because once they'll feed off of our excitement. So if they do something good, it's good to let them know. Good.
Hello,
Nice job,
Sherry.
Zuni. You did so good. You went crazy. You did so good. Zuni. Good. That's it.
And you can see Shannon just told her, that's it. And she walks away. So Zuni is not like sitting there like expecting more training. She knows, okay, we're done. And now she's just going to rest, groom herself a bit. And we just had a little bit of fun with all of our big kitties. There's Elizabeth. So there's Rajala. Rajala has her own trainer. I think it's Brittany, one of our other volunteers. Then we have Honey with Elle. We have Shiva here. Who was doing Shiva?
Bethany.
Bethany, one of our other volunteers, does Bethany. Bethany does Shiva. And then earlier you guys saw Robert did Jade. And you can see now they're all like just sitting around chilling because they don't have any more training. And we told them we're all done. So that was everything. If you heard a baby in the background, that was Shannon's daughter. But we are all done. Farewell. We shall see you on the next live video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share our videos, please.
Oh yes, like and share our videos, because if you like and share in the next video, I do the drawing where I'll pick 2 people's names, and then you guys get 2 free passes to the sanctuary, and you can use it on your next video or your next visit. I'm done. I'm ending this.